everybody. I love it when Morlan does that thing. Man. Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 76. Wasn't quite certain what that was. This is everything about the making of Descent Underground. I'm Eric Wingman Peterson.
I'm Rob, Designopotamus Irving.
And you're not. But you could be.
You could be.
Yeah, you could be. So if you're new, this is, as we said, everything to do with Descent Underground. We're going to tell you what we do each week. We're going to give insights into how the game is going, what's upcoming, what we're, all that stuff. So like right now, for instance, this is absolutely off to a horrible start. So we're going to continue because we're not stopping here. What are we doing this week, Rob? Week in review. We have
sneezing a lot.
I know, right? I've got a cold. You're like
allergy, happiness.
So 4.13, we upgraded to Unreal Engine 4.13, and
sort of.
Yeah, it stumped us. So our CTO Jason Stormwind's been really hard at working really hard trying to get it working. Turns out that Epic left some Linux. Everything was working. Windows build, Mac build, but our servers are Linux, and so the Linux build wouldn't work. It was having a conflict with the XMPP characters in our chat.
They left some files out.
Yeah, left some files out. So he contacted Epic. They're working together. It turns out that Epic left some files out, which sort of. Anyway, we're about finished with that now.
Breakthrough.
So hopefully that'll be by the time you watch this, that'll be working. And and that means this next stuff is stuff you'll be seeing in the Proving Grounds, right? Radar and 3D HUD.
Throw a Pixley at it.
Radar. Right. Let's throw a Pixley at it.
It will make minor mayhem.
And there we do. We threw a Pixley at it. Also, training mission. The data.
Maybe I'm gonna finally put some data in there.
Yeah, we're gonna. So that's coming.
We got distracted. Yeah, that won't be in the first build, but it'll get there.
But that's coming to the Proving Ground soon. The small hunter bot that you guys have seen, kind of the crawl and stuff. That's coming in. That's gonna make a lot of changes too. We'll be doing a few bots, more than a few, to the game. That'll make it fun. Rather than me rambling on with the cold and being awful at it, why don't we just show you what we're up to with studio stuff? Very cool. Always nice to see what the artists are up to. And by the way, our artists are, they're in Europe, Finland and Germany for the most part. So, and then Mexico with the other one. So it's nice to see. And all this stuff will be going to the Proving Grounds. If you're not a member of the Proving Grounds or you're not in the underground, marketing moment number 2, you can join and then you'll get a chance to play all the new cool weapons, all the new cool maps, all the new cool ships, all the stuff coming in first. So that's what you get to do. You're essentially our testing group. All the new game modes are coming too. Speaking of that, Corporate War.
Corporate War, woo!
Which is the mining game mode that we talked about in the Kickstarter back in the day.
Are you jumping us on our forum feedback again?
No, it says Corporate War and testing.
Yes, but it's also in forum feedback.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get that too.
Yeah,
we're whiteboxing single player 1, right?
We are.
As long as you remember.
Some of us twice.
As long as you remember to save before you exit your thing.
Save early, save often. Well, I was kind of surprised by the Time Warner guy showing up yesterday. I had no idea who was coming.
Well, they're probably freaking out with Google.
They had a recall on some of their older cable modems. So
some of their older people.
Since I just got my new cable modem.
We're turning you into Soylent Green. So also the torch kits. Which means the new Inferno ship is coming. For those of you who did not get early enough in and got the torch, you're going to have the Inferno. And that's going to be kind of your torch. The torch will be locked to the people who bought in on the Kickstarter in early days. So everything else will be Inferno. Why don't we just take a look at this week's Steam review of the week. Awesome. I love Steam Review of the Week. It's really cool. It's fun to read what people are saying out there. From Swingarm 1032, 2 thumbs way up. The classic sixed-off Descent is back and better than ever with Descent Underground. This new title, actually a prequel to the first game, is living up to its legendary namesake. That's very kind. Although it's still in early access, the game has very strong multiplayer aspect. Based on what's been seen throughout the playable parts of the game thus far, Descendent Studios will do a fantastic job on the single player as well. Yeah. There's a lot to be said for what the small group of people has done. That's true. There's only 10 of us, small in numbers, not size. The multiplayer games are very intense. The graphics are much improved over those in the rest of the games, even those with DX2 XL mod. The game also supports VR headsets. Overall, the game has lived up to, and from my point of view, exceeded all expectations and might be a new Descent legend in and with itself. Wow. Thank you, Swingarm 1032.
That just, I got
I know, goose
goosebumps.
pimples.
Thanks.
That's Steam Review of the Week. Very, very cool. And I believe he likes to be called Steamarm 1032. Swingarm, Stingarm?
Stingarm?
Stingarm 1032.
Swingarm 1032.
I think he likes to be called Swingarm 1032 rather than 1032.
Breaking news.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
Dunkelza alerted me, but I'm too stupid to remember, so that's my fault. Hey, Rob, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
Indeed, little heads.
Kind of jumped the gun on that
That's okay. From irate_CF, will we be able to make our own custom stickers for our ships like this? Oh, cool. He's got his own little custom
one. We got a
sticker.
picture.
Nice. So what do you think?
Visual
Custom-
aids.
Yeah, custom stickers.
Not yet. Hopefully.
We have plans to be able
Decals are tricky, so.
They are. We've got plans to, like, if you remember the old Half-Life where you could go around spraying decals on walls and stuff, we want to be able to do something similar to that. But what we don't want to do is have ginormous phallic symbols all over the thing. So the plan currently is to have you guys create your own decals, submit them to us, and as they're approved, we can move them into the game. There's also some other talk at some point about letting it just be client-side only or letting it only share with your friends. Like if you want to put one together and your friends say, yeah, I accept that, and we go that direction, but we'd have to build a system for that. And that's probably something that will be post-launch of the first one. So we do have plans for decals currently. They'll have to be approved through us because, you know, penises.
That's basically it.
Yeah, penises.
That's
We don't want to see a bunch of those.
that summarizes the internet right
yeah,
there.
right. The internet is for porn. You ever see that? You should check that out. From Fluffball, an undergrounder. Would it be possible to have the survival wave number on the HUD? Watching Puddle stream, I realized I had no idea what wave it was on. You know what we need to do? Throw a Pixley at it. Nice. And because you asked for it and because we thought about that as well, it's already in the game. In fact, we called the Pixley just as we were about to shoot this show and said, do it, Pixley. So he's doing it. Well done, Fluffball. We agree with you 100%. You're changing the game, baby, for the better. From Puddles, who Fluffball was watching.
Weird.
Also an undergrounder. When will we have some box art? I want to add it to Twitch, but the art I found doesn't match their requirements. Well,
Another thing we can fix on the fly.
we've thrown a Fallernon at it. We don't have a Fallernon.
We don't have a Fallernon to throw.
No. But
He's elusive.
we should have this out today, so you should be able to put this up on things. So check out that image right there. Very, very cool. That's our generic box image. We're probably going to do other boxes, or when we finally do a box, do.
Do.
When we anyway,
We blame the allergies.
Yeah, it's terrible. I'm medicated, which is terrible for things of this nature. From Bothon007, can you shoot down a mega missile? I keep trying, but then I die.
Well, if you're looking at it that long, you're in trouble.
If you see the smile coming at you.
Yeah. Once you see the smile, it's too late.
Oh, and we do have
Dodge.
Our next update might just have some Halloween stuff in there.
What?
Yes. There might be some Halloween graphics coming for you guys to see. Very, very neat. So can we shoot down a mega missile? Not yet. We haven't really talked about it because there's a balance in there as to whether when you shoot it, you want the pleasure of killing somebody. And if you can shoot it down, it is skill, though. It could be considered a skill.
It could be, but it's also, I mean, it is definitely dodgeable. And once you dodge it, you become a mega misser. It's not really that difficult to dodge.
Mega misser it's an achievement. So
Well, in theory.
no, the mega misser is when you miss somebody with it.
When you don't hit anybody with it.
Right.
Yes.
So not yet. It is something to consider. I'm just not sure that it's going to work. I understand you're trying, so you can stop trying now and focus on the other ships.
Focus on
because
dodging.
You can't shoot it right now. It's impossible.
No, you cannot.
So, but
Simple answer
but
with a lot of words involved.
But it is interesting. It's an interesting concept, and being a skill-based game, it might be something we visit down the road. So. All glory to the Hypnobot. What was that?
I know.
Oh yeah, forum feedback.
Who writes this stuff?
I don't know. Obviously nobody. From Noam
Just
Luke.
make it up as we
I know. An underground. I'm just pretending to read from this page. It's not actually happening.
They're blank.
Yeah.
He's got a magic
Look,
marker and
here,
white
let me show
paper.
you. That's it right there.
here.
from No I'm Loop. Would you consider adding a pre-mapped and fine-tuned profiles for common combos like the T1600 joysticks? So
That was a lot of words, but I don't think I got any sense out of it.
no, he's asking for pre-mapped configurations for joysticks.
Like for 2 joysticks at a time.
For 2 joysticks, for 1, maybe for the HOTAS and all this other stuff. So we're kind of hoping you guys do that, and then we create a channel to where you can post those up, and we put a configuration file out. And
We don't even all agree on their configuration.
No,
so
and we
it's
don't.
like,
And to be honest, we don't have all the joysticks. I think we
don't
have
have enough
couple
people to have all the
No, I
joysticks.
know. I mean, we are really the graphics card people are really good at sending us graphics cards and VR headsets, but the joystick people have not really stepped up very much. I mean, Logitech sent us some stuff, but the rest of them we're still trying to get some of those so we can test them. But that's kind of what the underground and kind of what we're hoping you guys can help us find. If you find one that works and you say this works, make a video, post your configuration up there. We'll make sure it gets in the game as an approved configuration.
You can throw up your file.
Yeah, we can throw up your file. Oh, 2 questions from Fluffball? What? An undergrounder.
No, violation.
What is corporate war? Hey.
I refuse to answer this question.
Okay. I'll answer it for you then.
All right,
I'll
fine.
Oh,
no.
I've heard
okay.
it mentioned
I got it.
several times, but I can't seem to find a concrete description of it. Well, it is a concrete thing you mentioned.
Concrete?
I know.
Corporate War. All right, so this is like our featured game mode. It's the one we've been building up to all along with all these different pieces coming together. Corporate
Jazz
War
hands.
is where you are going out and mining for resources and hauling them back to your
Contract
base.
comes in from Earth.
Yeah, contract comes in. You have a set quota you're supposed to hit. You go out and haul in the resources to your base.
Competing against other corporations, other
right.
teams.
So it's a team game that it's really going to feature the roles a lot because you'll need your miners and your haulers. You'll need your healers and your tanks to protect them. And it's going to be interesting. We have no idea how it's going to work as far as the playability until we get in there and do it, which we're going to do really soon.
It's been designed, yeah, it's actually in there, and this is going to be tested. One of those things that's probably going to sit in the proving grounds, going through iteration after iteration, because we've touched on the roles a little bit, and especially in survival, you can kind of see how the Panzer can put the shield up, and how you've got the various roles going in there, the healer, the shamans in their healing, and the warlock's role of being able to steal. So all this stuff is happening, and the Wasp is going to have its turret to drop. This will all become more into play, and the Predator will have its radar sensor to spread the radar to other people. So that's all coming, but now we need to balance all that out for the corporate war. And so corporate war will work. The contract will come in. We'll know what we have to do. We'll know we have to haul this stuff back. Then we've got to balance out the zones, for instance. Are there ambush points? Are there choke points? Are there points of contention? So corporate war is going to be fun. It's going to be a much longer game, I guess, than the 10 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Could be. It's more of a strategic game than some of the other stuff.
Certainly, and it's currently featured in Tycho, but it's in a revamped Tycho.
Yes. Ooh.
With a different map flow. So
What are you calling that? Well, you got to come up with a different name.
it's got a really boring name right now. Because it was only a test map initially, but now it's kind of like just joining the game.
Okay.
Tycho Mining, I believe is what it's called. It's not very exciting.
That is a terrible name.
It's worth noting that this was discussed at some level of detail in a recent underground design meeting.
We did this. Okay,
Thank you, Michael Morlan.
Yeah, if you were in the underground, you will know that what we're up to, because we do these underground live streams. Mike can show you an insight of what's going on there. And we discussed a lot of these things with the undergrounders and their input as to what they want to see in the game. So if you feel like this, we're trying something new in this game. We're really doing a big community effort to get you guys involved. You're the gamers, and we obviously have final say in what the game's gonna do because we know all the balance stuff. But we want to hear from you. We want to hear what's cool, what's fun, because that makes the game better.
Our community has made a huge difference in this game all along.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the little things you, as designers and everything else, you get in there, you make it, you go, oh, it works, it's great, we move on. And then they go, hey, what about having a level number on survival? And you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's like, those things like
Genius.
that, genius, and it makes a big difference. Small polish features make a huge difference. So anyway, yeah, if you want to join the underground, please come in, help us out. That's part of the process. Speaking of the forums where we get a lot of, and by the way, you get a private forum with the Proving Grounds and Underground. Guess who made this week's most valuable post?
Let's find out.
Welcome to Most Valuable Post, where we recognize a member of our community who's made a positive contribution to Descent Underground. This week, we honor somebody who posted a review of the state of the game after taking some time away. And it was really heartfelt, and those kinds of messages are important for us to hear because they really get us fired up to keep making the best game possible. So congratulations, Stormprooter. You made this week's most valuable post.
Congratulations, Stormprooter. You're this
What?
week's- What is it?
I think it's Stormprooter.
It's not Stormprooter?
No, it's not.
You
Oh
do the
my.
lean?
That's a kind of a weak.
Stormprooter.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Strong pooter. I'm a strong pooter. You know who's a strong pooter? My 13-year-old. Every time he gets in the damn car. Just saying, you know, if it's not his feet, it's his bahonkus. So,
See? Blank paper. Blank paper.
Blank paper.
Nothing
Just
here.
happens. Boom.
Just straight from his brain to your screen.
Yep. Thanks for the love, by the way, Stormprooter. That's all stuck now. Stormprooter, thank you very much for the love. It really helps us pushing ahead. We really appreciate all the feedback. It's really good, especially, you know, everybody criticizes things. You need this and that and the other, and we understand that's part of the process. And every now and then you get a light of like, oh, we appreciate it, and it's a big uplifting thing for the dev team. I can tell you that right now.
It makes the days go a little easier.
It does, and we appreciate that because I know a lot of times we're working on, we want to see this, we want to see that, and we're like, yep, okay, we need that.
So do we.
Yeah, we do too. But it's like, it's nice to be appreciated. Everybody likes it, and we appreciate you, just for the record. Moving on, here's Michael Viewmaster Morlan with this week's Real Space News.
I'm Michael Viewmaster Morlan, and this is all the real space news you can use. Recently, SpaceX chief Elon Musk presented his detailed plan for not only visiting, but colonizing the planet Mars. The hour-long speech included technical information and laid out obstacles that SpaceX was working to overcome and showcased the company's interplanetary spaceliner. Christened Heart of Gold, after Douglas Adams' fictional craft, the ship would be 49.5 meters tall, about 160 feet, and eventually carry 100 passengers at a time. On Tuesday, Boeing CEO Dennis Muhlenberg raised eyebrows when he claimed the first person to step foot on the Mars will arrive there riding a Boeing rocket. Boeing helped propel NASA to the moon in the past, so this could signal another competitor entering the race to the Red Planet. Another private launch firm, Sierra Nevada, this week announced a partnership with the United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs. The UN plans to fund a space mission for poorer member nations to allow them to bring experiments to orbit. In some cases, the first time those nations would send anything to space. And finally, the Chinese National Space Administration launched its second orbital laboratory, Tiangong-2, last month. Chinese taikonauts are expected to arrive at the orbital lab later this month aboard the Shenzhou 11 mission. I'm Michael Morlan, and this is all the real space news you can use.
I love the fact that we're racing to Mars. That
Are
is
you going to
really
Mars?
No, I don't think they have enough fuel in the rocket to.
Is your wife
lift me.
volunteering you to go to Mars?
She signed me up.
It's like weird.
She's already paid the entrance fee.
How did I get on this list?
I just don't know how the Google Fiber line is going to connect all the way to. All glory to the hypno.
I blame the meds.
You can be our agents of the underground. If you're doing this kind of stuff, you can definitely be part of this. We'll support you, and we'll get everything going together. If you are streaming, be sure to let us know. Here are some of the folks that are streaming for us right now. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We can always use more. More people playing, the more better. Coming up,
more better.
More better. Coming up this week at Descendent Studios, more bots. More bots.
We've got our little walking guy jumping now and flying.
And we're doing the other two. We're doing two more, I think.
We're working on others to come.
The Inferno. Ooh, what?
The new torch, the not torch.
The hotter torch. The Inferno.
Well, see, I don't think it's better.
It's not, maybe.
But it's got a better name. Maybe we'll have to come up with a new name. Maybe the pitchfork.
We should
it goes
have
with torches.
We should have a production build out on hopefully Monday of next week, assuming that 4.13
We sure hope so.
is done. And Proving Grounds has been able to test it at least to a weekend.
Please.
Because there's a lot of stuff in there to test, man. There's the new reticle, which moves, the 3D reticle. There's BAM, the beautification of BAM. There's
They already have that.
No, that's only in Proving Grounds.
Weird.
Yeah, I know. We got a lot of stuff to get to production. Also, the Halloween stuff.
The radar.
The radar. Well, the radar probably won't be.
It'll go to Proving Grounds.
Yeah,
first.
it'll be in Proving Grounds, but it won't be in production. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the stuff that's in production.
production.
We haven't gotten out into stuff like that. So
Right.
it says spooky surprise, so I kind of
Not surprising
Yeah.
anymore.
Training mission will also be improving grounds.
So surprising.
Yeah, thanks to our underground members and supporters and backers, everybody out there who's watching the show, both of you, and now it's come to the end. Subscribe to our YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook page, like us. Be part of the process, help us spread the word.
Get on our forums.
Tell your friends.
Send in your questions.
Tell your kids about us. We need to get some of those younger audience members trying out this game. For them, they've never played Sixth Off. It's your job to get them into it. Submit your forum feedback questions on our forums. Forum feedback questions
right.
on the forum. Or on Steam. We'll grab either one of those there.
Yeah. Or send them by snail mail.
Yeah, well, no. The mail goes. We don't get a lot of mail. So anyway, we will see you all underground.
Peek.
Thank you.